Retirement in America isn't just a milestone. It's a game of survival. The stakes are high. The rules keep changing. And millions of Americans are falling behind.
For the first time since the 1940s, Americans are reaching retirement in worse financial shape than their parents.
Think about it. More than 25% of Americans have no retirement savings at all. Why is it so hard to plan for what should be the most rewarding years of life?
More than half of the people who are retired right now do not have enough money to be retired.
Let's dive into the challenges turning this dream into a nightmare, and how to avoid the traps so many fall into. Retirement should be the golden chapter of life, a time to relax and enjoy the fruits of decades of hard work. But for millions of Americans, it's slipping out of reach.
It's hard, 77, still busting my butt.
Rising costs, impulsive spending, and systemic challenges are creating a perfect storm. Why is it so hard to retire? And more importantly, how can you turn the tide? Stay tuned as we explore the reasons and solutions to secure your financial future. Rising cost of living. The cost of living has skyrocketed in recent decades. Housing prices have doubled, healthcare is more expensive than ever, and everyday necessities have outpaced wage growth. These rising expenses make it harder for Americans to set aside money for the future. Lifestyle creep and impulsive spending. In today's world, spending habits have changed dramatically. The rise of social media has fueled a culture of comparison and impulsive buying. Americans are spending more on items they don't need, luxury gadgets, expensive vacations, and trendy clothing, not because they want them, but because they feel pressured to keep up. Lifestyle creep, where expenses rise as income increases, also eats into potential savings. Every dollar spent on non-essentials today is a dollar you'll wish you had in retirement. Lack of financial literacy.
I grew up on a farm. Nobody there instructed any of us to put money aside and make your own way later on down the road.
Many Americans were never taught how to save or invest. Without basic financial literacy, navigating retirement planning tools like 401k or Roth IRAs can feel overwhelming. This lack of knowledge prevents millions from making informed decisions about their future. Employer benefits declining. Pensions are nearly extinct, and most workers are now responsible for managing their own retirement through 401k. While these tools are effective, they require financial discipline and knowledge, resources that not everyone has access to. Not starting early enough. Starting late is one of the biggest mistakes people make. The earlier you begin, the more time your savings have to grow through compound interest. Waiting until your 30s or 40s can leave you scrambling to make up for lost time. Healthcare costs in retirement. Healthcare is one of the largest and most underestimated expenses in retirement. From routine checkups to emergency surgeries, these costs can quickly drain your savings. Planning for medical expenses is essential to avoid financial strain later in life. Social Security uncertainty.
The average Social Security benefits that people draw are about $20,000 every year. And if you are just relying on Social Security, it will be very difficult to make ends meet.
Social Security, once a cornerstone of retirement, is facing an uncertain future. With potential cuts looming, relying solely on this safety net could leave retirees in financial jeopardy. Debt overload. From student loans to credit card debt, many Americans carry significant financial burdens into their later years. These debts not only reduce the ability to save, but also add stress to an already challenging financial landscape. The gig economy's hidden costs. The gig economy offers flexibility but often lacks retirement benefits like employer-sponsored 401k. Without these tools, saving becomes even more challenging for millions of Americans. Inflation's erosion of savings. Inflation quietly erodes your purchasing power over time. Without investments to outpace it, retirees find their savings falling short, leaving them unable to maintain their desired lifestyle.
Is this the retirement that you imagined?
No, no.
Retirement dreams often do not align with reality.
Do you feel like the American dream came true for you?
I was right at the door, but I never did get to go through it.
Many Americans underestimate how much they'll need or overestimate how far their savings will stretch. Planning for realistic goals is essential to avoid disappointment. Retirement isn't impossible, it just requires planning, discipline, and a willingness to adapt.
The most important thing to do is to really understand compound interest and realize that a little money now goes much farther than a lot of money later.
Curb unnecessary spending, start early, and educate yourself about your options. Because every small decision today shapes your financial future.
Most people don't have a budget. Most people don't know how much money they have. They don't know how far that will go in retirement. And a little bit of research can either prod you to go a little bit further or put your mind at ease.
Found this helpful? Share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more tips to secure your financial future. Let's make retirement a goal we can all achieve.